This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2022 Forest River Salem FSX, model number 178BH-SK. Alright, so this is not a sales video or a floor plan video. This is just a how-to video. So I'm just going to show you some of the features and how they work. Of course, you start off here, it's got a power awning with LED strip. This right here is a outside kitchen. Alright, you get a refrigerator which runs on 110 AC, so as soon as you plug in the trailer it turns on. You can see here there's an LP line here with a quick connect fitting. Alright, then if you look down here, there's a quick connect fitting for the male end of that hose. And let me just put this back here. And when you slide this out, you can hook the hose right back on here. You can see that. So the thing is, you have to plug this in before you start using it, obviously. By plugging in, I'm talking about connecting the hose. So that has to be done. You can also, if you wanted to use that fitting for a grill or another, you know, whatever you wanted to use it for. This is more of a griddle here. But if you wanted to put a grill on there, you could do it too. As long as it's the right pressure. Make sure it has to be for an RV. Alright. Your water heater. Very simple. Works on gas. The switches to control it are inside. I just wanted to show you that this is where you drain it right here. That's an anode rod with a drain plug attached to it. So it takes an 1.16" socket, a 6-point socket, and then you would need a little extension, you know, call it a 6-inch extension, then a ratchet or a breaker so you can break it loose. So that's where you would drain it at. I'll never be able to get this on here with one hand. Let me just leave it open for now. Otherwise I'll just be fiddling with it. Now, the most common way to get water to the trailer, of course, is the city water hookup. But if you're going camping at a campground that does not have plumbing on the campsites, you can fill your fresh water tank right here, and then use the onboard pump to pump the water. Like I was saying, most places have water, you know, city water on the campsites, but you know, you have the option to carry your own water also. Okay, so this is just a hookup for if you wanted to purchase a solar panel to charge the battery, that's where you plug it in right there. You have a 20-pound LP tank, a deep cycle marine battery, and of course this is a kill switch for the battery. If you want to shut it off, you can just turn it to the off position. And that is your power cord right there. It's just a 30 amp 30-foot cord. Also, there's your crank right there for your stabilizer jacks. You have scissor type stabilizers. Okay. Your slide room, which is retracted right now. These are your dump valves here. You got your gray valve, which is sink and shower water. You got your black valve, which is toilet water and waste. Okay. Now you can flush the black tank out. Generally when you dump it, you're going to dump the black first because it's dirtier water than the gray water, right? So you'll dump that first, then you'll dump the gray. But if you leave the black tank valve open, you can hook the hose at the dump station right onto this flush right here. Turn it on, it'll spray out the inside of the tank, clean off the sensors really well, that sort of thing, so you get a good solid reading from it. So it's a good thing to do whenever you dump it. And this is your city water hookup here. So that's the most common way to get water to the trailer. This is just your hookup for your 30 amp power cord. These are low point drains, which is just the lowest point of the plumbing. An outside sprayer slash shower. This housing here tells us we're pre-wired for a backup camera, so you can add a backup camera if you choose to. And while we're looking up, the manufacturer states that you want to inspect your roof every 90 days. So you want to make sure that somebody goes up there and looks around, make sure there's no cracking or separation at any of the sealant so water can get in. And also look at the roof attachments, make sure they didn't get damaged by low branches, that sort of thing. Same with the roofing material. And one last thing on this side, this is the vent for your range hood. So you just have to remember there's a baffle in here. You can sort of see it there. When you're venting, you want it open so it vents to the outside. When you're traveling, you just want to kind of click it shut there so it stays shut. Alright, so let's go inside here. Okay. So right now our slide room is in. So let me just set it out here. So you can see I'm using this switch right here. The one next to it is for the power awning. Let me run this out here. Now we're running off a battery right now because we're not plugged in, so and there you have it. And this one, of course, is for your awning. You can see, never leave it out unattended, like I stated. Also, you got your water pump. Remember, I told you could pump your own water from the freshwater tank if you need to. If you're using city water, you don't have to worry about this at all. So this is used to pump water out of the tank, also to winterize the trailer. The trailer's winterized right now. To turn your water heater on to light it, that's it right there. Never light it without water in the water tank. Right now the water tank is empty and it's in bypass mode because we're winterized. So always make sure you got water in the system. And these are your levels: your battery, fresh water, black water, gray water. It graduates up in 1/3 increments, right? Once you get past 2/3, you're going to have to start thinking about dumping your gray and black tank. Alright, so this device down here is your carbon monoxide LP gas detector. You can see it's green. It should always be green. It goes off, take everybody outside, leave the door open, shut the gas off up in the front and figure out what's going on. Okay, let's come over here. So this has a solar panel on it. So this, you don't have to worry about this bottom button at all. That's just set to set the battery type. This is the top one is what you use, but you can see right now it says wet. If you can see that small, that means it's a wet battery, so it's set correctly. Right now we got 12.6 volts in the battery. We're gaining 2.4 amps from the sun. You can see that's moving to the right, which is telling us that it's telling us what how many amps we're getting from the sun. I think I just said that, but so those 2.3 amps are going right into the battery. Okay, then you have 14.6 amp hours left in your battery, and back to 12.6. So it tells you your current voltage, what you're gaining from the sun, and how many amp hours. Okay, it's pretty simple, but it's a cool thing. This is the range hood I told you about, to vent it to the outside. So you turn it on right there, but you want to make sure that the baffle flaps freely. This is a Bluetooth speaker. You just pull it up and off this way. It's just Bluetooth, so you use your phone or your tablet for a source, a streaming source, and you can play whatever you choose to. You got a 2-burner stove here, cooktop actually, and you have to light that manually with a lighter. That is your furnace, your LP furnace, and then of course your thermostat is right here. Always make sure that when this is off, I can turn it on right there, but to shut it off it's got to click to the left like that. Otherwise it'll keep on running. Now right now when I just clicked it off, it's still running, but that's just purging. It has to finish the cycle. As soon as I shut it off, the flame goes out, but it still has to run through its whole cycle, so it'll go for another minute or so. It makes 3 attempts to light. It'll always light within the 3 attempts. It's rare that it wouldn't. So it's all automatic. You just turn it on and you're all set. Microwave works like any other microwave. Okay. Refrigerator is a 12-volt DC refrigerator. Okay, just make sure you flip this over like this when you're traveling so you don't dent up the doors. This device down here is your power converter. Okay, so this converts AC to DC power. So basically you got the AC side right here, 110 AC. You have household, or you have circuit breakers like you see at home anyway, and they're labeled, right? Then the power is converted to 12 volt DC over here. You got 12 volt fuses and they're labeled. All right, so that's where the 12 volts come from. I mean, it'll draw from the battery, of course, but this is when you're plugged in, this is the main source. So what it does is, for example, it'll sense, it's a battery tender, so it senses how much energy your battery needs, and if it's topped off, it'll just, you know, it'll just trickle a couple amps to it. If it's low, it'll send 10 amps or whatever it needs, but it always keeps your battery charged up as long as you're plugged in. And then of course when you're pulling down the road, your tow vehicle's charge line from the alternator will keep your batteries charged too. So okay, also if any of these fuses blow, they'll light up, and you'll be able to see it glowing through this perforation here. Okay, behind this panel here is your water pump and the line to draw antifreeze into your system. It's held, all the screws in here are number 2 square-headed screws, so you'll need an attachment for your drill if you don't have it. Number 2 square. Okay, you have your bunks, of course. So keep going this way, I guess. You have the sink and shower work like any other sink and shower. This is a GFCI here. If you, oh, we're not plugged in right now, no wonder. But this is a GFCI, and all the plugs in the trailer are wired to this, including the one on the outside. So if you're using something outside, a coffee pot or something, and it pops, you're going to reset it in here. The toilet, that pink stuff is antifreeze right now because we are winterized. There's the flush pedal right over here. So the main thing is you have to have chemical and water in it when you start using it. So the black tank is directly below, like that. That's the black tank. So what you do is you're going to, when you get to the campground, you hook up your power and your water, of course. You'll come in here, you'll put 1 dose of chemical right in the bowl. Then you'll step on the pedal and let about a gallon of water go into the tank below. It'll flush the chemical right in there and it'll keep filling it. So there's no way to know exactly what a gallon is. You just use common sense, a little experience. You can use more if you want, some people do, but the main thing is you have to have water and chemical in the toilet before you start using it. Otherwise the smell will be terrible, and it also can get clogged up. So, okay. On your slide room, this table, you can pull the poles out obviously and drop the tabletop down onto these cleats, and then use the back cushions to fill in the space, and you get another bed. These remove, and this just folds down. You just unlatch it here, and it's a Murphy type bed, and you can reclaim. It's great because you can reclaim the floor space during the day. You figure with a smaller trailer like this, you lose a good, you know, a quarter of the trailer, whatever, to the bed. But in this situation, you can reclaim it during the day, and you got a nice couch to sit on and everything, which is really great, especially on rainy weekends. You know, it's not sitting at the diner, it's okay, but when you've got a couch there, it's even better. So the bed allows you to reclaim the space during the day. It's a good thing. Let me look around here, see if I forgot anything. Okay, yeah, so you have a backer plate here to hang a TV. It's right there, actually, you can feel it. So you have, that's how that's glowing green, that's the way you want it. That's your signal booster for your digital antenna. You got power, of course. And all this is telling us, this is prep for a Wi-Fi signal booster for public Wi-Fi. So if you were interested, you can go to that website and look at their products. Always get the one with the antenna on the roof. That's important, or else it will not work nearly as well. So what this would consist of is basically a router and an antenna on the roof. Okay. All right. So let me look around now. I think we've covered it all. Your air conditioner. This has two controls on it. This one here, of course, is for the thermostat, and then this is the 4 different speeds. It has two fan positions. The fan is just the air conditioner running without the compressor, it just circulates air, and then the 2 cool settings are both low air conditioner and high air conditioner, okay? Alright, so I want to thank you very much for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Remember what I said about inspecting the roof, that's important, every 90 days. All trailers need to be inspected and maintained when necessary. And right now this is winterized, the water heater's empty and in bypass mode. Okay? Thanks.